Hello, everybody. So I just want to come out here and clear the air about some claims that, without saying my name, had been made out of the channel of this spiritualist. So I want to clear the air about something. In February of 2026, I was diagnosed not just with PDD, but I was explained that I was diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder. And so for all of y'all that don't know, bipolar disorder is a disorder that is inherited through extreme trauma over a lifetime. So that means that you can experience what they call it manic episodes and extreme depressive episodes. So a manic episode is an impulsive reaction over the triggers of trauma. You can say things, do things that then later you're going to regret. And you can also say things, do things, and even send emails or text messages or have conversations with people and then not remember it. Or not fully remember it. It's part of what they call a manic episode. So I have a disagreement over this spiritualist that I had consumed off services for 5 years. We were sort of like friends, and we were very close over 5 years. She had full knowledge, understanding over my private and personal life. She had predicted a lot of things in my life, and then she had scammed me for my money for a period of almost 2 years. She had stated that I was going to marry my partner and that I was going to have 3 children by now. And she had scammed me for my money. I confronted her over scamming me for my money, and her response is slandering me on social media without saying my name and falsely alleging that I'm creating fake social media accounts to harass her. An email had been sent to her after I had gone over some emails and realized that I had experienced manic episodes with her, and that statements that could be perceived as what she's claiming, which I don't undermine, her perception of it. But an email had been sent to her business explaining that I was under manic episodes and that currently I am being placed under mood stabilizers and antidepressants because I have inherited a mental illness and I'm trying to get control over my life. I am very concerned about public things that this person is posting on social media, and I want just to play some of it so that y'all parents or women out there can understand that I have been a victim of gaslighting and I have been a victim of manipulation for a very long time. So this is just to spread the word for vulnerable young people that might be duped into divination services. I have hired divination services for around 10 years. I am aware of divination and prophecy. I am a Jesus Christ child and I follow God. I would never hurt anybody. I would never harm anybody. But now I am aware that I have a mental illness. So I would like for this person to please stop slandering me on your social media, because you are saying things on your channel that could affect young people. Literally, by hearing this stuff, young people could do things. And, in several, if not multiple occasions, by her lying to me about my partnership with my ex and about my life and circumstances, again, to scam me for my money and take advantage of my money. I have called the 988 hotline in several, if not multiple occasions already. I've had my covenant ruined. I have inherited financial damages of over $60,000. And I'm out here just trying to work and gain control over my life and my mental health. She states on her channel that I had been arrested and charged. No, ma'am. I have been detained over a misdemeanor because I had a civil disagreement with my disowned cousin who exaggerated claims to the police. I experienced a manic episode when I disowned my cousin by a text message. So all of this happened via a text message. Nobody got harmed. Nobody got hurt. For God's sake, I would never put my hands on anybody. This person, this spiritualist, was in my life for 5 years. She's very well aware that I would never harm anybody. Like, this is insane. So I said something to my now disowned cousin that, again, under a manic episode, very similar to what happened with this person. When you trigger trauma on a person, you can get reactions that I know that they're hard to understand. But how my therapist, my psychiatrist explained to me, a manic episode goes in cycles. So first you have racing thoughts. You start thinking and talking very, very fast. Then you feel extremely altered, like you're euphoric, like you go through euphoria. And then you come out of an impulsive rage episode where you might do things, say things, or, act upon things impulsively, like spending money, saying things you don't mean, doing erratic things. If you are not under medication or you're not aware that you experience mania, please, go to a mental health center, get mood stabilizers, antidepressants. Thank God I've had 3 psychiatrical reviews. I was negative for schizophrenia. I was positive for persistent depression and bipolar 2 disorder. I've been put in a tube and I've had a brain MRI, and I know that this has happened to me, and if it can happen to me, it can happen to any of you and any of your loved ones. This woman has a child of special needs. And so if her child of special needs was to inherit trauma or experience mania, I really hope this never happens to you. But if your child was to go out there saying things or doing things that they don't mean just because they're sick or under extreme trauma, I would not go out there and slander you on social media. For me to come publicly and explain that I have a mental illness because of the things that I've been through, it's not easy. And explain that these lies just need to stop. I was detained on January 20th over the text message disagreement with my disowned cousin. My disowned cousin, she had been charged with the felony of theft. Again, that's the difference of me. I have not been charged. I've been detained and I am subject for a court case. So I'm supposed to still go with my self-defense attorney and, figure out what I had said and everything that was collected over my manic episodes. That, again, I'm not proud of. I take accountability over the things that I said when I was sick, and I'm really trying to change that in my life. It's very hard to wake up one day and realize that you had said things that you don't remember. Literally, you could do things under a manic episode and not remember even half, or maybe just remember 25% of what you had said when you were under a manic episode. Your iris in your eyes, they will be dilated, so the little black dot in your eyes, it really expands on your eyes when you're under mania. And again, this is caused by extreme trauma, like if you go through domestic violence. So I have gone through domestic violence. I have lost my ex-partner. I had to bury my 3-year covenant relationship with my ex in a period of 4 months. I was in the hospital under extreme depression and mental breakdowns, and I had to have reviews. My now disowned cousin, that she talks that I have been arrested, and she claims that I have other charges. That is false. I have 2 misdemeanor charges that I am going to fight in court. One was for making a terrific threat. Again, this was a text message. And another one for harassment. These are misdemeanor class B charges that are They are serious, okay? They're not, thank God, I would never hurt anybody or do anything. I was struggling with my mental health. But anybody could be detained or, be presented charges. You could be caught outside of your home with no license, no registration, no insurance, and you could still go and be detained for 15 or 20 days in my state. I was 15 days detained because I didn't have money to be released out of bail. I had a $300 bond over the incident with a text message, and I was still, detained in jail for 15 days. So lady, I have not been convicted of anything, and no, I do not have any other pending charges. I have no interest on harassing anybody. I have no interest on creating fake social media accounts to anybody. But what I do not appreciate is that you go on social media and still make videos without saying my name. And I'm not going to say your name. I'm not even going to expose your channel out here. I'm just going to refer on what I had commented on her video because it's my First Amendment right. I have a YouTube account, and I commented concerns that she was stating on her public videos, things like this. I'm just gonna play it. This is the part where she claims, and she's, I'm just saying, young adults listen to this stuff. People that may have a mental illness that they have not been diagnosed with. Like I have been diagnosed because it took years for me to find out that I have bipolar disorder. Now it's very painful to be told that you've done things impulsively, that you have said things impulsively because you have a mental illness and that you need to be put under medication. It's very painful to know that people in your life have caused you so much trauma and that individuals in your life would press charges against you and put you detained in jail over a text message. My now disowned cousin, she has a protective order over 100 square feet. I have, presented my concerns that I feel conspired against, and I don't have any intentions to what she claims on her channel. I have not stalked anybody, followed anybody. I have a protective order against this person. I do intend to renew it, and I do have a non-disparagement settlement agreement with my ex-partner because he had been caught, what she claims. My ex-partner is the one that I have evidence on that her mistress, who is also a 22-year-old registered felon, she has charges that are worsened. Her charges are theft of a firearm, theft under $750, bodily injury and assault to a family member, and providing false statement to a police officer. And this 22-year-old registered felon who broke in my covenant and who is pregnant right now with my ex over, again, the full charade that I made the comment to her that I felt as if I had my covenant broken, my relationship broken, that I was put in the hospital, that I have pain and suffering damages, and that, again, they had stolen my right of motherhood because technically to me, that was supposed to be my 3-year relationship. That was supposed to be my marriage, my engagement, and me having kids. She predicted over 5 years that I was going to get married to my person and have kids. But then she comes on social media and she is, again, showing these types of things to young people. And I'm very concerned